Hello, everyone. I'm Anya. Today, I'm going to read a story. I'm going to tell you about the solar system. Okay, let's begin. This is how the solar system looks. I'm sure you all know that. Now, let's see how the planets orbit around the sun. And here's a trick. You might think I'm talking about nonsense. My very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. I know you're wondering, what are you talking about? Well, here's the trick to it. This is a very useful technique used to remember all the planets. You can use this method at home if you forgot the order of the planets. Okay, let's begin. Here's Mercury. I'm sure you all know it's the first planet from our sun in the solar system. And for some reason, you might be wondering, how come it's the second hottest planet in our solar system? Well, I'll tell you how. Venus, which is the hottest, can absorb more heat than Mercury can. The diameter of Mercury is about 3,331 miles. That's a lot of miles. And in Mercury, it's 88 days to orbit around the sun. It's the fastest planet in our orbit. You might be wondering, what is this 88 days? Well, the 88 days are actually a year on Mercury. Quick planet, I know. And Mercury is an iron planet with 85% of the planet as iron. But we can't go there and dig up iron to see how much there really is. But we do know it's close to 85%. And another fact is Mercury has no tectonic plates. So what are tectonic plates? Tectonic plates are pieces of land. And since Mercury has no tectonic plates, it means no earthquakes. So an earthquake happens when one tectonic plate rumbles onto the other. But Mercury doesn't have tectonic plates, which means one piece of land. And temperatures on Mercury are about 30 Fahrenheit at night and 800 Fahrenheit at day. That's a high and low temperature. But you still might be thinking, it's very hot out there at night. That I do know. Venus. Here we go on to the second planet on our solar system. It's the first hottest, as I mentioned before. When on the second topic of Mercury. And the diameter is a bit more than Mercury with the diameter of 7,521. That's so much, right? The only planet where it's the only planet where the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Interesting. And did you ever know Venus is called Earth's twin? That's nice. And the surface of Venus is filled with mountains and valleys and volcanoes with poisonous gases in the atmosphere. We would not want to go to Venus. Now here we are onto our planet, Earth. Earth is the third planet from the sun, as you already know. Earth is in the habitable zone. I know you're wondering, what is the habitable zone? The habitable zone is the zone where people and animals can survive, not too hot and not too cold. And did you know it takes 8 minutes and 19 seconds for light to reach us, which is very quick. And here's a crazy fact. Earth used to be purple. That's crazy. And Earth is not a perfect sphere if you've never known that. And the diameter of Earth is 7,917.5. And it takes 365 days, which is equals to 1 year, to orbit around the sun. And here we come to Mars. As you all know, it's the fourth planet in our solar system. Temperatures on Mars are about 20 degrees Celsius. A year on Mars is 687 days. That's a long year. And the diameter is 4,220 miles. That's a big diameter, but not as big as Earth's. One day is 24 hours and 40 minutes. That's kind of like ours, except a bit different. Olympus Mons is the tallest mountain in the solar system with a height of 22 kilometers. That's even taller than Mount Everest. Wow. And did you know the redness that's on Mars is caused by iron in the ground? Okay, here we come to Jupiter. As you know, it's the fifth planet in the solar system with the biggest diameter, 8,688.1 miles. And you might know this, but the red dot is an endless storm. It'll never end. And this short day, one day is 10 hours long. And you might know that Jupiter is a gas giant. And here we are to Saturn, the ringed planet. It's the sixth planet in the solar system. I'm sure you already know that. With a diameter of 72,036.7. It is the lightest planet in our solar system. Which means it has very less weight. The lessest weight. And 1 year on Saturn is so long. It's 29 Earth years. And did you know that Saturn can float in water? Crazy, right? Come on, let's go on to Uranus. And this is crazy. One orbit is 84 Earth years. That is so long. Uranus looks like a sideways Saturn, don't you think? It's the seventh planet in our solar system. I'm sure you already know that, of course. It takes 2.40 hours for light to reach Uranus. That's a lot of time. The diameter of Uranus is 31,000 million, my bad, 51.8 miles. Now let's go on to Neptune. There's no light on this planet, which is so crazy. The only planet that is not visible to naked eye. You can't see it, but with your eyes only. And as we know, as Jupiter is a gas giant, Neptune is an ice giant instead. It's the eighth planet in the solar system, as you already know. The diameter is 30,055.9 miles. It's the fourth largest planet. And here we come on to Pluto, which is a dwarf planet. Pluto was considered a planet until 2006 because it doesn't have all the things required to be a planet. I'll tell you those three things. One, it needs to orbit a star, which Pluto does, as we already know. It needs to be in a sphere, as we already know. But it needs to be big enough to sweep asteroids out of its way. But Pluto's not big enough to do that. So it's called a dwarf planet, which is our second fact. Pluto is in the Kuiper belt. You might be wondering, what is the Kuiper belt? It's an asteroid. It's a belt of asteroids surrounding our solar system. And Pluto has 5 moons. A year on Pluto is surprisingly 248 Earth years. A day on Pluto is 153 Earth hours. My God, tons of days will be done for us by then. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time.